Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're going to be watching this video from. This is your friend Okwemi Stephen in the School of Learning and Development. I hope you are doing fine and happy last month in the year 2025. This is the month of December. I do hope you are already preparing your goal for the year 2026. Okay, all right, thank you. So today I'm going to be talking about how to configure alert policy for full access mailbox permission. How to configure the alert policy for full access mailbox permissions. Okay, so in a case where the IT service desk, the IT service desk analysis um, gives permission to a shared mailbox to a user who requests for it. Okay, so the admin can receive that particular email, can receive an email saying that okay, saying that a service desk has given permission to a certain mailbox within our organization. Okay, so it depends on the company. Okay, just for security purpose, we want to know who is having access to the shared mailbox in our organization. So when when there's a ticket raised and the service um help the service desk gives this access, we are going to receive an email whenever this operation is being carried out. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to configure that. Okay, now you configure this. Normally, you configure your alerts in your Microsoft Defender, which is the security. Okay, and also, but I will show you how you can even go to Purview. You click on it, but when you go to Purview, you click on when you go to Microsoft Purview, you click on it. It's still going to redirect you to the Microsoft Defender. Okay, but I'm just going to show you that. But the real configuration is taking place in the Microsoft Defender. So, and the Microsoft Defender is a security suite that provide protection against um, virus, malware, phishing, ransomware, and other online threats across devices and platform. Okay, across devices and platform. Okay, so that is for the Microsoft Defender. Okay, I know the Microsoft Defender so works across your Microsoft 365 suite, which is your SharePoint, uh, Teams, and thereabout. Okay, so now to now configure this, now we open our portal. So like I usually tell you, when you want to open your portal, the URL you use is quite very important. So I already have my open. I'll click on it. Now you go to your admin.cloud.microsoft, or it can be admin.microsoft. For the new URL is the admin.cloud.microsoft. Or if you type admin.microsoft.com, it will redirect you to this particular place. Okay, so this is your admin center where you configure things. Okay, now but when you want to now configure this alert, now remember that when the IT service desk gives permission to that mailbox, okay, we get the alert, but they need a certain role to be able to carry out that tax, which the role they need is the exchange. So that service, that IT service desk personnel needs what that exchange role. Okay, and the exchange role you can use the pin, which is you can use the privilege identity management to assign that particular role for security instead of assigning the role individual. You can use that. Okay, but for this purpose of this demo, I'm just going to do it per person. So if you come to this place here, when you come to the now, I'll come up here. I'll have a particular user I want to use. If I go to my user, active user, so this is the user I want to use. Just want to show you If you click on this, so you can see that this user already has this exchange administrator role. So if your user does not have that role, assign that role to them. You just click on manage role, click on manage role, and then you come up here and assign that role to that particular service, to that particular IT service uh, person. Okay, so now when you now do that, okay, so when you assign that particular role to the service desk person, so you come up here now. Here I'll now come up here on my admin environment. Here I'll come, you can see here your admin center, you have the Microsoft Purview and you have the security, which is the Microsoft Defender. Okay, like I said, we're going to do that, but let me just show you. If I click on this Purview here, let's say I want to go to Purview. Like I said, when you go to your Purview and you come up here, click on compliance alert, okay, click on that. Now, when you click on this, here it will come up here. It will not tell you that view alert policies in Defender. So if you click on this, it will redirect you to that particular environment, which is the Defender. Okay, you can see that this is the security. Or better still, you can just come up here and then click on your security, and then it takes you to this place. Okay, so it takes you to the Microsoft. So which is the URL for that one is the security.microsoft.com. Okay, security.microsoft.com. So every URL is very, very important. So you can see that this is Microsoft Defender. Now this is where we will get to configure that alert policy. Okay, so when you come up here, you come up here where you have email and collaboration. You click on that email and collaboration. When you click on email and collaboration, you come down here and click on policy and rules, policy and rule. But you could see that when we went to the when we went to Purview, it just opened this, it just take us straight to this place here where we can now click on this. You see, just take us straight to this place here where we can now just configure it. Okay, but if you go through the Defender, you have to make sure you are going to email and collaboration, then you click on policies and rule, and then here you now see threat policies, and then you see you have alert policy. So you click on that alert policy, then it brings us here. It's the same one we have here that Purview open for us. Okay, so have take it have it at the back of your mind that you are configuring this in your Microsoft Defender. Okay, now here you now come up here and click on new alert. Click on new alert, then you come up here and then give it a name. So I can give it a name, let's say service desk full. Let me say service desk. I'll come up here, type, I say service desk full access grants. Let me say service desk full access, service desk full access mailbox. Let me see that mailbox grants permission alerts policy. Okay, so your naming convention is very, very important so that it will be well understood whoever is coming to check this policy. Okay, and then your description is always very important. Okay, as an admin, if you are configuring things in your environment, always make use of that description. Okay, because if you leave a particular organization, whoever takes over, we definitely know what is being configured, why is this thing being configured. So that's why you see the screen is very important. So here I can just put, say, notify when full access is granted by service desk. Okay, so you already know. So here you now come up here where you have your severity. Click on that, and you come up here, click on medium. So you can use low, you can use high, but for this purpose we are using medium. Okay, so we just want to make sure that things are being done properly. So that's why we are setting this particular alert. Okay, so we want to know that we want to be sure that the IT service desks are actually doing what they are meant to do. All right. Okay, so I'll click on this. Then you come up here, category. You come to this your category. You click on here. Now, what are we trying to cover? Permissions. So you now click on this permissions. Okay. So when you click on that permission, you now come up here. You click on your next. So normally, when you configure this alert policy, at times it takes time to reflect. Okay. So in case you are trying, so it might probably take time to reflect. Now you now come to this place here. Now it said choose an activity condition when to trigger the alert. Now what is the activity condition? You come to this place here now. What are we trying to do? The grant mailbox permission. So you now come up here and I say granted mailbox what permission. That's what we want. So you click on that. That's the activities. Then you now click on add condition. Now what is the condition? User is. So here you now come up here and now populate the names of those service IT service decks. Okay. So one of the name of the IT service deck, like I showed you earlier on my channel, which is this particular user here, that Jola Jola. Okay. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'll go back there. I'll come up here. I'll now type the name of that service desk. First, you click on that. So you just put in their name. Okay, just make sure you have it on on your tenant. Then you now come up here. You say, how do you want the alert to be triggered? Say every time an activity matches the rule. When the volume of match activities reach a threshold, okay, more than or equal to 15 activities, that is when you want it to trigger. Okay, so you can do depending on your company policy. This one is said during the last 60 minutes. This one on should be what? All users. Okay, should be all users. So if you are just targeting a user, you can click on that single user. But this one we want to target all users. Okay, so whoever user the mailbox permission is being granted to, we are going to receive the alert. The admin will receive the alert that okay, the IT service desk has granted so person permission to a certain mailbox. Okay, so for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to be using every time an activities matches the rule. Okay, so I'm going to use that option. Then you now come up here, you click on your next. So when you now click on next here, it said decide if you want to notify people when this alert is triggered. Okay, decide if you want to what, notify people when this alert will trigger. Yes, that is the main purpose. Now who do you want to notify? The admin. So it can either be the admin or a manager. Okay, so it's not necessarily have to be the global administrator. So because we are using the admin so that they can monitor for security reason and compliance. Okay, so you come up here. So I'll just put this my one. This is my administrator, my global administrator account. So I'll just use that. I'll just maybe look for one account and use again. Let me just say this one here. Yes, so here you now come up here and I say daily notification limit. Now you see that you don't want any limit, or you want to limit it to 5, 10, 15, sorry, 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, 150, 200. Okay, so I don't want any limit. Okay, so I'll just leave it as no limit for now. Okay, and then I'll click on my next. So once you click on next, now this is the review of your settings, what you have simply done. Okay, so you can come up here if you feel that, oh, I need to change some things. You just come up here, click on this, edit the alert name, or edit the creation settings, or edit the recipient. So you can come up here and do that if you feel you still want to edit anything. Now here it now says set your recipient. It said, do you want to turn the policy on right away? No, keep it off. I will turn it on later. Yes, turn it on right away. So I want to turn it on right away. So I'll click on this. Yes, turn it on right away. And then I'll now click on my submit. Okay, so click on submit. So once you click on your submit, then this alert will start. Uh, the alert will be created for you, and then you now click on your done. So you click on done. So when you click on done here, then you see that this is the alert here. Can you see that now? Service desk full access mailbox grant permission alert policy. Okay, so you can see that the type is custom because we created it. The category is permission, and you can see the date is there. So you can see the status is on. I can turn it off if I don't want it from here. I'll just need to toggle this, turn it off. And then if you need to edit this particular alert, maybe you can come up here and now click on edit. If you want to delete, you click on delete. All right. Okay, now we've configured this particular alert now. Okay, so now we want to now see how it's going to work for us. Okay, like I said earlier on, it might take time. Okay, so when you configure the alert, it might take time to propagate. Okay, so but now I will now go and log in as that service help desk. Now the service help desk already has the permission of the exchange administrator, so which means that it now has the permission to now give to it now has the permission to give sorry, it has the right to give permission to a mailbox. Okay, so whenever it does that, we receive an alert. Okay, so now I'm going to log in as that particular user. So I'll go to my admin portal. I will log in as this user. Okay, so I'm just going to open my incognito mode now, and then I will log in with this user. Okay, so I'll come up here and click on my new incognito window, and then I'll come up here. I'll type admin.cloud.microsoft.com, enter, and then that should bring you here, and then I will sign in with that user, which is this IT service desk. Okay, click on next, and then I'll come up here, put in the password of that user, and then I will click on my authenticator. Next, yeah, and then go to my authenticator app for the matching number, which I have there. 7, click on yes on your app. So now this user, this particular service desk personnel has logged in. Now he needs to grant access to a mailbox, okay, to a certain user. So you now come up here, you come to this place here, click on show all, and then you now see the exchange because it's an exchange administrator. So you can see this. So you click on that. So you click on that, this takes you to this particular environment here. Let's close this. Now you now come to this place here, you have the mailboxes, okay, mailboxes. Now, which of the mailbox do I want to grant access? Let's say I have various mailbox, so I just want to use this one now. Food tech, food tech team. So I'll click on that, and then click on delegation. Then come up here, edit. Now look for the user I want to give access. Come up here and type the user. Yes, I'll click on that. I'll click on save, confirm. Okay, so when you're granting mailbox permission, you can grant either send as or read and manage, which is full access, or both. Okay, so depending on what permission was instructed by the ticket to grant to that user. So I'll come up here, I'll grant in full access also. Click on that, click on the user, I'll now click on save, confirm. Now this user, remember that I said the selected user have been added successfully. Changes are saved and will appear within 5 minutes. Okay, so like this mailbox permission, you can also use PowerShell, okay, to grant that. So I think I did about an hour video on mailbox, and yeah, how to create mailbox and permission. So you can check my YouTube account for that. Okay, so now this IT service desk personnel has given this person access. So we should get what? An alert. The administrator, okay, the admin should get what? An alert, okay. But like I said, it might take time to receive that alert because it takes time, okay. So, but let's go and check if maybe we have gotten any alert now. So now you can see now the alert has dropped. Can you see that now? So we have received an alert. Okay, so can you see that now? So this is the email you are going to receive, and the email will be sent to the people you've assigned. Okay, to receive that alert. So you can see that now. It said the time. You can see it now. You can see the alert has been received. Okay, you see the activities. Okay, so can you see that now? Okay, so this is how you can actually what uh configure your alert. Okay, so I do hope you have enjoyed this. Like I said, it might probably take time. If you take time, just wait for it. It will definitely drop, just as you can see here in this video. Thank you and do have an amazing time. Bye bye.